DHG here, doing my review for the Elden Ring game. I've been playing it for... let me get out of here. $179 I started playing it when it first came out. I beat the game, started my second run through, and I did most of what a lot of people would miss the first time through. I think I killed most of the bosses. So I have a good grasp on the game, and being that someone that's played every single Souls game out there, going back from Demon Souls in 2008, 2009, whenever that was, to the newest one, this is by far the best, and if it gets Game of the Year from those publications, it wouldn't surprise me. First thing people notice is graphics are great. It's pretty par for the course when it comes to the Souls games, because they all have sort of the same... It's the same engine they've used the whole time, but they just keep upgrading it. And it's still top notch, except for some of the strange graphical bugs I've noticed in this one. It may just be present in the PS5 version, or it may be in the other versions as well. They took a really good take on the massive open world style. When I first heard that they were making a Souls game with the open world style, I thought, how could you do that? Because the Souls games were always getting from point A to point B, killing every enemy along the way, and it being an arduous challenge the entire time. But they did a good job breaking it up into large open sections with places like, what was it called? Storm something Castle in the beginning. That felt like a traditional Souls game. I mean, they gave you plenty of stuff to do, places to explore, different bosses to kill. And I would like to see more games take that take on the open world genre instead of what Ghost of Tsushima did, which was just fill the game with a bunch of stupid crap. My main issue with the game was this was something, I don't know if I can replicate it here or not. I noticed it most in snowy areas. Oh, I don't have the waypoints unlocked there. I forgot this was New Game Plus, but I should be able to get the same effect down here. I noticed this more in the frame rate mode. Yeah, hit prioritize frame rate, you can do prioritize quality, which just means 4K. The other ones, I think it's a 1440p setting at 60 frames. Never really hit 60, but... you can't really see it here, but in some of the ground textures, especially in the snow, you'll notice textures flickering. Sometimes they don't line up right. I don't know what the issue is, but it looks, as a static image, you can notice it going back and forth between a lighter shade and a darker shade. It's just really disorienting once you get to notice it, but you don't really notice it much in gameplay. So that's a good thing. The great sound, the boss fights thump, and the ambient music in the background is par to none. There's a few games where if you hear that music you think directly of that game. This is one of them. The gameplay is classic Souls, but with a lot more variations of combat. With the addition of Ashes of War, that was a good one. And all the new magic you can do. I think that's because of the new hardware specifications, but they did a great job creating the new combat approaches, new magic systems, everything. They keep updating a proven formula that works, and they stick to their guns the entire time. One of the biggest game changers for me, being someone who plays a lot of multiplayer and liking to do boss fights by myself, was the summoning Ashes. The Mimic was a great help in this game. Multiplayer still has some connection issues. That's not new for one of these games, but it's mostly good, especially compared to back when I played the first Souls game, Demon Souls. Rampant connection issues, and Dark Souls wasn't much better. Dark Souls 2 was the one that finally figured that out, even though the same director wasn't at the helm at that time. Long loading times are gone, and there's still some trolling alive. Which is them sending you to a boss fight you can't possibly win first off. Long tradition there. And the whole hidden wall trick still gets me laughing when I see someone's apparition, another player's ghost, just smacking the wall repeatedly. Makes me bust out laughing every time. And boss fights overall I thought were pretty good. There were some in there that felt kind of cheap, but I'm talking mainly about that, the one at the end of the Ronnie quest, the Ancestral Void Being or whatever. That felt like a really cheap boss fight. But most of them, like Melania, they were all pretty good, and Godric, they felt like typical Souls bosses. Good, but not overly cheap. Overall, I would say this is a game that everybody has to play. It's well worth it, and it gets my highest rating. This game's absolutely great.